guys, so this is Brooke Sides from B-Side Styling, and I wanted to go live today in the Opportunity Group. I just want to review some of the changes and enhancements with you all as you hop on. We're like a week and a half into October. The soft launch started in August, and in August when we were soft launching, I was not actively trying to sell on the new site because I was still selling off my old on-hand inventory. And in September, I was still selling my on-hand inventory, but then I made the choice to also be selling on the new site and launching the new site within my group. And I think it went very successfully. I did not focus 100% just on the new site. I was balancing or kind of juggling selling off my on-hand inventory and then also introducing the site to my customers. So I feel relieved that now I am done with the old site. I have finished selling off, clearancing that inventory. So crazy story. The first sale I got on my new site in August was from somebody I do not know. They are not in any of my groups. So my best guess would be that they went to the Agnes Dora page, and with their awesome location technology, they were shopping, and it types in where you, if you go to that page and you're not going to a rep specific page, it takes you to a map and you say where you're from, and then you see reps and you can choose. And that was my first sale. I didn't even know the person. So that was amazing. So I, of course, made sure to send them a thank you note. In my back office, it shows me who purchases and what they purchase and their contact information. So I made it an intentional decision that for everyone that was buying from me on that site, that I was gonna start sending thank you notes. So I started with the new individual that had never shopped with me before and sent them a thank you note. And now what I'm doing is going back to my customers that have been with me for a longer time, but have just shopped on the new site, and also acknowledging that they are on this new journey with me, shopping on my new site too, and that I really appreciate them as customers, sending them a thank you as well. So yeah, that first sale was somebody I didn't know. Then my sales in September were from customers that I knew. But interesting and fun thing is in September, I got approached by new customers from YouTube and Pinterest because of all of the additional marketing I'm doing in other social media channels. So it has really proven for me to continue with sprinkling my business in as many areas as I'm interested in pursuing, because people are looking there and I am finding new customers. So I got a new customer last month that has shopped with me 3 times. She found me on Pinterest and she started following me on Instagram. Then she joined my Facebook group, and she has not only bought the clothing, but she's also been buying my jewelry. So it's just amazing when you put yourself out there and you're consistent marketing through these different avenues, you can get new leads. Okay, so this has been a really good development for me in Brand Stylist with some of the new customers that I have gotten. I also wanted to tell you that I grew 100 Instagram followers since Brand Stylist. I consistently post 1 post a day. I do sometimes take a break on a weekend where I might not post on a Saturday or a Sunday, but for the most part, I am posting every day. I've been posting Instagram stories because I work also a full-time job on top of running my business. I often will do stories in the evening and stories on the weekend. I've just started maybe occasionally here and there posting a story in the morning. And because Instagram is my favorite platform, I gravitate towards really enjoying content for Instagram and using the Over app that I make stories or my grid picture graphics in. So in my team group, I'm going to be doing trainings on the different apps that I use for my business and which ones I'm crazy about, with some step-by-step information, because I work in graphics full time. I just find myself creating graphics for my business and using the apps that are really fun, there I can create like a consistent brand with color palettes and fonts. And I feel like that's one thing that distinguishes me from maybe some other rep businesses, is if they're only using like the assets that they get from the company and they're not also creating their own brand, then they're, you know, not as recognizable as they're within their own marketing and their own branding. So it's like marrying the two together, and that's what I've been working on doing, is using my color palette, using some other images, using my images, and free to use from other reps. Yeah, I've had the 1 month full time of selling on the new site in September, and what is really cool, and this is all in that literature that is posted on here, is I do get the 20% of my weekly sales, and then once you sell over $400, then you go up to the next tier and you increase another 5%. So you can then be making 25% commission. And then once you go up to the next tier, you'd be making 30%, next 35%, and then if you get 5,000 or more, you're making 40% commission. In samples at 40% off. When we first started, samples were a minimum order of $400, and a lot of reps gave them feedback that we didn't really like that minimum. They reduced it to $200 for a minimum in samples, and then a week or two ago they dropped the minimum from $200 where there is no minimum order. So now if I want to sample in this cuff and cowl sweater for showing my customers next week, I can order it, and 5-7 days later I get it, and I'm not having to spend a huge amount of money. So that has been amazing. That is like a awesome bonus. So you're paying the $199 per year to get your website, to have your platform to sell. You get your training, you get access to all of our Facebook groups, and you start connecting with all these reps in our community with all this encouraging training, all this good stuff, just sharing the love. You get all the assets from Agnes and Dora weekly, you get images, and then you can decide what you're selling. You can sell the featured collection, you can sell from the month, you can sell from a past month. So I've been going through and pulling stuff that, of course, that I love, because I know if I love it and show it to my customers, that it's going to resonate with them. So I pick colors and styles that I like, and I also ask them what they like, and when I get feedback, I purchase those also. And it has worked, really well. I always have been in the mindset of, you don't just show something one time. So I might show it over a month, a few times, styled different ways. I might show it in a video or in a flat lay, or in styling photos from other reps from free to use, trying to show how the items fit other body shapes too. And that has been going very, very well. I'm posting the links with my posts. So rather than posting just like one image, I'm mixing it up by trying to post like a flat lay, and then me in the clothes, or maybe another rep, or the model graphics, and then the link for the customers to shop directly. And I always let them know what sizes an item is available in, and I like to let them know the prices, all that good stuff. And I have had a few customers that have already in the last month and a half made multiple purchases. Another great thing that has happened since the hard launch is they have lowered the shipping prices. So it was like $6.95 for one item. It's now $5.95 for one item. And then there's different price brackets. So when you get to like $50 to $100, I want to say it's $6.95, and then it goes up from there. So when they lowered the shipping, that was really good. If you have somebody that might be more like a weekly shopper, that is very encouraging. And then later this month is when they're supposed to start the launching of the customer loyalty rewards program that customers can buy into, like an Amazon Prime, and get all these bonuses with discounted shipping and special sales and preview emails. Really cool is I verified my bank account. So I confirmed the deposits they made into my bank account, and I set it up. And now after like the weekly 20% increments, it eventually transitions straight over into my bank account. And before it does that, if I want, I can use that e-wallet balance to buy more samples, or I can just go ahead and pay myself back, so I can decide how much I want to use towards samples and how much I want to save. What else? Mailing list. Yes, so I have always used a mailing list, and the last 2 to 3 months I was focusing a lot on that mailing list, on the sales, letting customers know about the sales. And I am transitioning that mailing list over. I also have a blog where I'm gonna write almost little blog-like snippets, like some interesting facts and education for the customers on the clothes, and then putting in more of the featured style content and the new site. So the last email that I sent my customers was introducing the new site and talking about the final clearance. And now I feel like I need to teach all my customers and train them all on the new site. So the new thing I'm doing this week is I'm doing short little styling video snippets, like 1 to 3 minutes, where I talk about an item, and I might show it real quick with a couple different layers, or I might make a few little mini videos, and then I'm gonna post in conjunction with that like a flat lay model image or another rep image. So it's like, if you're interested in the item of clothes, I'm trying to give them like a all-inclusive summary of the style to see how that goes within the group. The other thing I've been doing is adding albums in my Facebook group, where every month I put all the featured collection stuff in there. I also have an album where I have been giving everybody my other links, and I just like cleaned up my albums to try to help customers to go back and find things, and I think that's really helpful. Trying to think of what I want to do new and different this month is really just focusing on letting everybody know about the new website, the new policies like returns, exchanges, and the shipping, and making sure they're comfortable. And I know Agnes Dora is still enhancing the website, and we're still giving them feedback. So I anticipate in this quarter there's going to be a little bit of things being reworked. But the thing to make sure that my customers know, if anything is defective at all, they could reach out to the company, and the company will send them a shipping label and pay for them to ship it back. So that is wonderful. If it doesn't fit, or they don't like something about it and they want to return it, what they do is the customer pays to send that back, and then they get a credit that they can shop with, or they can like exchange it right then for another size or another color of the item. So they're not going to get the money back, they would be getting the credit. So it's just making sure that the customers are aware of that when they're shopping. And I'm also making sure that they're aware of like the timelines with the shipping. So I think when you buy in the back office, it might say that it's like it can take up to 3 to 5 days to ship. The only time that it's taken 3 days for something to ship for me was if I purchased it late Friday night or Saturday morning, and then it didn't ship out until the next week because of the weekend. And then it's shipping from Utah, so it might take, like 5 business days before it makes it to me, which isn't very different from before when I ordered inventory. I would order inventory, and a week later I would get the inventory, then I would sell it to my customers, and then I would ship it to them. All right, you guys, I hope this was helpful. And if you have any questions, let me know. Opportunity call every Wednesday at in the evening. We have an opportunity call in the group, so I'm gonna go check that out. All right, you guys, you have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.